Alrighty, so next part is the color chart. So I'm hoping that this works out well, that you can see this. Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing, and I'll probably be doing like stopping in between or fast forwarding through a lot of this so you guys don't have to watch me color. But I want to explain what I'm going to be doing, and then from there I'll just kind of burn through this whole section. You watch me get it all set up, and then I'll start back up again. So I made 12 lines going across the page, making sure they're evenly marked. This page was 12 inches by I think 8.5 inches. And so in here, I'm going to put all my base colors. I labeled everything at the top, so it's easy for you to see. You don't have to label it, but I wanted you to make sure where each color went. So basically I'm starting from yellow and then working all the way back to yellow again, with the last color being yellow and green. So it goes yellow, and then it goes yellow, orange, 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 red, 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 purple, 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 blue, blue. Then it's going to go blue, green, green, and then it's going to go green, yellow. Okay, so the way I'm going to be using a colored kind of, it's like a crayon, but it can be watercolored. So I'm going to test this to see if it works. Hopefully it does. It's a bright color. It looks good. It goes on pretty smooth with that brand that I talked about earlier. So it's going on fairly easy. So I'm going to literally just kind of go right over top of everything with it, as you see real quick. And since I'm going to watercolor it, I'm not really worrying about putting a lot down. I'm just kind of getting the tone there. Okay, that looks good. All right, it actually went on a lot easier than expected. So now I'm going to get my yellow and orange. So I have my yellow and my orange. So first, before I mix my yellows in together, I want to hit all my bases first, in case this stuff starts to blend onto another color. I don't want to be mixing yellow into my yellow and red. And so that's going on really nice. So hopefully it looks nice when I use it. Get my edge in. Went on fairly quickly. Okay. So now I'm going to hit a very light portion of this. I'm just going to be extremely light, going across with my yellow with my red, and then my orange with my red. Then I'm going to do orange with my yellow. And you can see I'm just being real light with it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the yellow. Let's see if this mixes now. Hit up my edging there, fill in the gaps. Alright. Did I get any orange? A little bit. So let's see if I take my finger. Yeah, that comes right off and back to a straight yellow. So that's actually kind of nice. So in case you do get your colors dirty. So now come back in with my red. Try to keep my edging as straight as possible. And I might be putting too much pigment down as I'm doing this. We'll find out. But these colors are nice and they're smooth and they're going on nicely. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, so forgot to hit my red in there. All right, so I'm going to pause the video and get my brushes and get set up for the next part. Let's see how that looks. Alrighty, I'm back with some water and I got a brush. So now let's test this out. So I just filled up a shot glass with water. I keep these little water vials in here, so that makes it easy for me for demonstration. So now I'm going to start with my yellow, and let's just brush this in, see if that gets a little tighter. Yeah, that looks nice. And that's coming together quickly. It's getting a little dirty because of that pencil mark, so I might on the next color stop for a second and erase some of those pencil lines so they don't dirty up my pigment. But that's getting nice and smooth and looking quite nice. So let me erase that pencil 1 second. Okay, that doesn't work. So when I hit it with the eraser, it just smeared the hell out of it. So alright, well, oh well. Some of it erased. This is kind of an oily watercolor set, but let's just work with it. I'll probably come back in once this is all dry and then just hit it up with a Sharpie at the end. So let's see here. Let's hit it with the orange now, the yellow orange, and see if we get a blend here. That feels pretty good. And so far it's looking good. Mix in that yellow with that orange a little bit more. Now, of course, this is not the best stuff to use. Acrylic paint is much easier, and if you do have your acrylics, please use your acrylics, but for a quick little demonstration thing, this is fine. Alright, now let's hit my orange in there. So I want to probably take a paper towel at this point and wipe my brush one way, wipe my brush the other way, fold it over, pat it, and then usually squeeze and then pull. And then that usually gets rid of anything you can see right there. And then I usually do a fresh start where I hit it, and you're going to still see a little bit of yellow there. So yellow is a very strong color. So I'm going to try to get rid of most of it. Now I'm going to come back in, hit my orange line right up. I'm going to go right over my area. And you could definitely see a color change from the orange and yellow, so that's a good thing. And I want to get these as smooth as possible. Try not to get it too streaky. And so far that looks pretty darn good. Okay, rinse off just a tiny bit. Okay, now hit up with my red and orange now. That red's a little powerful. So I might come back over this after this is dry and hit it with just a little bit of orange right on top of that to make that stand out a little bit more.
There we go. We're going to tighten it up quickly.
All right. So at this point, I'm going to just tighten that line up a little bit there. I'm gonna now do the rest of this bar real fast, fast forward through, and make this a lot quicker for you guys to see. All right, so looking at all that, these look pretty good. The blends, I found out a little bit as I'm doing it. You can see some of those darker marks coming through, especially here on the edges of the green going in with the yellow. So I would probably blend that a little better, and I'll probably be doing that down here. Okay, now the next thing we're going to be using in this setup here is we have gray and black and white. Okay, and that's why I like this set, because it had these as an option. All right, and I realized I needed to do one more thing in between here. So I'm going to make a line going across here for our white, and then I'm going to do the gray, and then I'm going to do the black. And so you can see a difference between that. All right. Now, if you are using the acrylic paints, okay, the straight yellow that comes out of the tube is what you're going to use. The orange, now I sometimes add a tiny bit of red. I usually add, if I do 5 drops of orange, well then I'm going to use 1 drop of red and mix it together to get it closest to what you see here. Okay. The red comes straight out of the tube. All right. Now purple is a little challenging. Okay. In your color set, you will have a very light blue. Okay. You need to do a simple setup like this. You'll want to do 4 drops of the purple, 1 drop of red, and 1 drop of blue. That's the dark blue. And then 1 drop or 2, depending on your color, what you want to make it for your purple, that light blue. So you need 1 drop of this, 1 drop of that, and 2 or 1 drop of yellow blue. Okay, and with the pure purple, and you will get a more purplish color. If you don't, it will look really black. All right. Now the blue, straight blue, you can add a drop of light blue, that yellow, that light blue that came in with the mix, if you feel like that blue's too dark as well. Now when you get to the green, I think the green looks fine, but some people like to add a drop of that light blue as well to that green. So basically from here on to here, you're gonna want to use that light blue to basically give it a modification. All right. Now, now I'm going to come down in here and do this part.